The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Bring me the horizon with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So, a week ago, we discussed what was going on in Wilmette, how a McDonald's was going to go up on Skokie Boulevard in a little neighborhood, nice little neighborhood with a pool and a rec center. And people got up in arms. A small contingent got up in arms over this getting approved because they figured the drive-thru was going to cause more pollution because cars idle there very often in their neighborhood. And also congestion and traffic. But then again, when you know where that is, it's up near Old Orchard Mall, one of the more congested areas in the North Burbs, without question. So it's already pretty busy.
It's already bumping.
And they don't have a McDonald's in that area, which we then got in the discussion of, why wouldn't you want a McDonald's right nearby to go get fries whenever you want to get them? I mean, come on.
Listen, when you have kids, like, I actually really do try to make very healthy things, right? I try to not be on the processed food train.
Sure.
Okay, I try to be really, really good about that. Like, even my son wants Lunchables really bad, and I kind of make homemade versions of them because I'm like, I don't know, it sits in plastic for so long, it bothers me. So I try.
That's a lot of effort.
But every once in a while, you gotta just snag a Happy Meal. Like, you're in a hurry, you're trying to get them to their 800 activities. Like, you can't hate on it.
No.
You gotta do it sometimes.
Who wouldn't want one right nearby? I don't get it, but it's as far as we know, that's still the state of that McDonald's in Wilmette not going up because of the fight from the people that live in the area, and they made some noise. They made enough noise to get it. Listen, I'm not hating on anybody personally. I just don't understand why I wouldn't want a McDonald's right nearby. And that led to a discussion that we got into of other places. For example, like a Wendy's and a Portillo's and a Culver's. Of course, it's nice to have a little murderer's row of this stuff to choose from, like they have already up there in Old Orchard in that Skokie area.
A gangbang, if you will.
A delicious gangbang. Now, Kenzie felt that Arby's wasn't getting enough love and went on a tremendous rant you can find in the podcast about defending the name and put respect on Arby's name.
I've just had enough of Arby's slander. They have one of the best special sauces out there. Arby's sauce is phenomenal. Beef and cheddar is fabulous. Market fresh sandwiches out of this world. Jamocha shakes, you can't get better.
Wow.
And you gotta love a curly fry. It's like people just act like it's bad, and it really upsets me. I'm not going to get too far down a path today, but I'm tired of people pretending Arby's doesn't taste good.
Well,
tired of it.
To your point, you went to Arby's that day, put a post up on Facebook, and it got a tremendous love. And
it did.
The silent majority that still love going to Arby's.
A lot of people die on the hill of the mozzarella sticks being better than most sports bars.
Interesting.
Is that what the people are saying?
That's what's the word of the street.
Is that your street? Did you say that?
No, it's a lie. You go look at those comments. There's a few people who are rude, but besides that.
Well, I have some tremendous news for you.
What?
Put in January 20th in your phone, so that's next week. Put in
That's
January.
Saturday.
That's this Saturday. Yeah, this week. Wow, damn, this month's going by.
2 days. Why? What's up?
Okay, January 20th, 2024. Arby's is celebrating National Cheese Lovers Day.
I love cheese.
Who doesn't? They're doing it like this, and this is the catch. This is unbelievable. You have to go January 20th. I'm not getting paid to say this. I just know your love of Arby's, okay?
Okay, what?
$2 keys to the cheese on that day. So,
what does it mean?
Okay, this is incredible, Kenzie. So,
what does it mean?
There's a limited number of these keys to the cheese they'll be selling that day for $2 at that Arby's. What that does is unlocks access to unlimited cheddar sauce cups for the remainder of the year when you make a purchase there. Ooh. So you have this key. Let's say you buy those curly fries. I want cheese sauce. Duh. You get it for free with that key. But if you're one of the people that
is it an actual key?
I don't know. I don't have a picture of it.
What do they give you?
They give you something. Maybe it looks like a little thumb drive or something. You pop it in there and the cheese comes down out of your roof. I have no idea. But
cheese appears out of midair.
It's a magical key.
Ooh.
And they're limited. So I don't know how many they're selling. There's no number on that.
There's not a number on there either?
They're not telling you how many they're selling out.
Does it say locations like may vary?
All locations.
All locations.
It's available in store, so you got to get out of your car.
Yeah, I usually get out of my car for Arby's.
Do you? You don't go the drive-thru route?
I like to just relax.
She has a booth with her name carved into it. It's a velvet rope.
It's my personal time. I don't bring my kids there.
When Kenzie goes to Arby's, it's like Goodfellas. They pull the table out, they walk her past the line, and they put the candles on the white tablecloth.
I was actually really mad when I went to Arby's after the show because I was like, well, now I just talked about it for 45 minutes. So I'm going to need to eat some. So I went there. And there was a guy, and I kept like, you know when you can tell someone is hoping you make eye contact with them so they can like ask you something?
Mm.
And he was hovering, and he was doing that, and he was walking back and forth, and I refused to do it. I didn't look up a single time, but I literally was like, he's ruining my Arby's experience.
Oh, God.
So I specifically came here and sat in a corner to relax. And I was getting really mad. Like, I almost wanted Billy Corgan, like, can I help you? I was so annoyed.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
We're going to get to head-to headlines here in about 5 minutes where you decide what content we talk about the most based on the headlines of the story alone. So about 5 minutes away, we'll have White Reaper, our great friends who came into Brian and Kenzie for Q101's Twisted Christmas right after this story, too, because we're just talking about Arby's. It led from a story on Wilmette they stopped the McDonald's from being built there, and Kenzie pontificated about the joys of Arby's. And a lot of listeners joined in on that, too. And they have this $2 keys to the cheese thing happening Saturday. If you get one of these keys, you get unlimited cheese. Cheddar sauce cups.
Does that mean you could just order a normal roast beef sandwich instead of paying the upgraded price for the beef and cheddar and then get them to put the cheese on top?
Hey, listen, you can hack any way you want with this thing.
Interesting.
Yes. You have to buy something to get the free cheese for the rest of the year. But it only costs...
I'm here for a cup of cheese.
Thank you.
Do you know how many people are going to go do that when they get these keys? I'll just take the cheese sauce, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day, madame.
Good day, son.
Good Lord. My daily cup of cheese.
I'm going to start wearing a fedora to Arby's. Just, my lady, I'll take my cheese.
No.
I will take a glass of water and a cup of cheese. But Kenzie, Case in the Break there went to Reddit about Arby's. And I don't know what this Reddit thread is actually.
It's the Arby's Reddit thread.
Just the Arby's Reddit thread.
But it's kind of cute because it's...
Why is no one happy on Reddit?
Well, we're going to get to that in a second.
No, but like, what is the vibe? Like, why is that fun? Like, everyone's so angry on Reddit.
Yeah, well, that's going to go to this point on this story.
Yes, but real quick, so I'm sorry, not Arby's, but Reddit, everything is r/Chicago, r/the Cubs, whatever. The Arby's Reddit is r/BYS, so it spells out Arby's.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that kind of cute?
Genius.
Yes.
But not for this guy. Kenzie, the title of the thread here is called, the story is Watering Down the Meats. Lately, this is...
What does that mean?
Okay, here's what he says.
This is a
You
real
just throw
person.
in water?
Here's
Like,
what-
spray it with water first.
Here's what the Redditor said. Lately, it seems I'm just not feeling full as I used to after eating Arby's.
That's a shame.
Especially with the roast beef and brisket. The crinkle fries also seem to be rather light. And the weird thing is, I have to urinate so much after eating for hours. More than I would if I drink.
After eating for hours, you used to urinate for hours.
I think is he meaning hours later? Or you have to urinate 4 hours after eating. Like, not the number 4, but for hours after eating.
I would imagine he had a beverage with this sandwich. Does he think that's playing to, like, any part of it?
You got to wash down the meats. But he says, more than when I drink, that's what he's peeing more. He noticed this, okay? And he said, so I'm wondering if they're watering down the meats more. I know they come pre-marinated containers, but perhaps they're putting more liquid in there? For $14 or $15 for a medium combo, I shouldn't be getting 30% water, but that's what it feels like. If they are indeed doing this, it's just more proof that instead of improving Subway when Inspire, the parent company of Arby's, bought it, they were using the same tactics from Subway. Every other visit I have, I ask them to fill the fries properly, too.
Oh, my God.
And they leave so much empty space in the container.
It's ridiculous.
What?
He says it's ridiculous. If I had another roast beef chain like, say, Roy Rogers, I'd probably rarely ever set foot in an Arby's again. Roy Rogers should have a Reddit.
They should have a Reddit thread.
What's Roy Rogers?
That's another roast beef place. I know it's on the East Coast. I'm not sure if it's if there's any around here.
Well, I cannot compare because I have not had it.
You can go to Baltimore and
So I cannot be.
go to the Roy
I'm not going to
Rogers.
sit here. I will not say Roy Rogers isn't better. This is me being. That's how fair I'm going to be.
Yeah.
But I don't understand what you mean the beef is watered down. Like, I
don't know.
get it.
I definitely noticed at some restaurants shrinkflation, where things got smaller after the pandemic, and they're not giving you as much for the money, and the prices went up, and the sizes and portions went down. But I haven't been to an Arby's in a minute, so you were just there last week, so everything was fine.
I really enjoyed mine. And you know what irritated me is that, like, everybody. There's a lot of comments on that picture. I was not expecting the Arby's picture to do what it did.
The rave reviews that it got.
Went viral.
Wow, people were fighting, and I'm like, "This guy's fine." Like, just don't. Like, people were in like full blown arguments. I'm like, "Ooh, deep breaths." You know what I mean? It'll be okay. You don't have to go today if you don't want to. But I had 2 little sauce cups, 2 little paper cups.
Yeah.
I had 2 because I like to dip like one for my sandwich, one for my fries.
Of course.
was kind of how I looked at it.
Of course.
I don't know. I thought that was fine.
It's fine.
Someone's like, "Could you have any more ketchup?" And I'm like,
I think that was Trucker Mike, too. I
First
think
of
that was
all-
our friend Trucker Mike.
I go, "First of all, whore, it's Arby's sauce, so have some respect. Watch your mouth out with soap before you talk to me like that." And second, I'm like, "It's 2 cups. I don't know if that's a lot. I just feel like one for the sandwich and one for the." I thought it was a normal amount of sauce.
Listen, I get 4 cups every time I go somewhere.
Well, you know what I was really paranoid about is I had a 3rd cup, but you couldn't see it in the picture. I was so subconscious. I didn't use it because I was like, "Oh my God, do people here think that?"
Oh my God, crazy. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101 with our great friends, White Reaper.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and it's time for Head to Headlines, where we give you 2 headlines, 2 stories. And based on the headline alone, you decide which story we talk about more, and we will never talk about the other story again. So that's why you got to pick carefully at 312-591-8300. Just text in headline 1 or headline 2. And you got to hear them both first, so don't jump the gun. Here we go. Headline number 1. Was the world's oldest dog a fraud? Guinness World Records pauses title as it conducts investigation. That's headline number 1. If you want to hear more on that story, text headline number 1 in right now, but not before you hear the second headline, which is this. Headline number 2. Reality TV star turned politician pushes for legal first cousin marriage in Kentucky before claiming error.
That's not what I meant, guys.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if you pick that story. So you decide at 312-591-8300. Headline number 1 or headline number 2. What do you want to hear more of? Right here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We'll talk about it after Lincoln Park.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Head to headlines. We give you 2 headlines, and you choose at 312-591-8300. You text in headline 1, headline 2, whatever you want us to talk about. And then the thing is, the catch is we'll never talk about the other story again. So you decide. Again, to revisit the headlines real quick. Headline number 1 was the world's oldest dog a fraud? Guinness World Records pauses title as it conducts investigation.
Like, he lied about it? I don't think he went there and submitted himself, did he?
Yeah, somebody submitted it, obviously, but we'll get more of that if you choose that one. Headline 2, reality TV star turned politician pushes for legal first cousin marriage in Kentucky before claiming error. Now,
Wait, say that again. Say the thing again. That was a lot.
reality TV star turned politician
Okay.
pushes for legal first cousin marriage in Kentucky.
Well, that has to be self-motivated. That's not coming out of nowhere.
I got to see their Christmas photo.
Yeah.
The catch is, he said, before claiming error. And by far, people want to hear more on that story. Now, headline 1 did get a lot of text. I guess they just figured that there's an investigation of this dog to see how old he really is, and that's how it's going. But we'll never hear about that. You'll have to do that one on your own. In the meantime, we do reality TV star turned politician pushes for legal first cousin marriage in Kentucky, claiming error. So let's get into it. A Kentucky politician who won the reality TV show Survivor, he won it. Raised eyebrows when he introduced legislation that would make it legal for people to have sex with their first cousins, after he later claimed it was a mistake. Now, did you watch Survivor, Kenzie, at all?
No. I've seen clips of Survivor.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like 40 seasons, and I don't think any of us. I'm a MTV Challenge guy. I've seen every season. I live for CT and Johnny Bananas, and I'm all over it. And Wes.
I'm all over it.
Oh, and Wes?
I can tell you everything about every episode of every season if we want to do that for the next 4 hours.
What's Wes's story? I know Johnny Bananas. What makes Wes special?
Well, Wes was a rival of Johnny Bananas, but lately in the last several seasons, they made up. And then, I don't know if I'm doing a spoiler alert here, but Wes retired.
Wow.
After they're all getting older, the veterans, and they're the best ones. The new ones I'm not so fans of, but I don't want to get into
People don't like change.
I don't want to turn this into a challenge podcast right now. I could do that maybe on the side. But so does anybody know Nick Wilson? He's the one who won Survivor. And I know a lot of our
What
listeners watch.
season?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
He's
There
a
wasn't
winner of
one
Survivor?
winner
Oh.
40 seasons.
37th season.
The 37th season.
That was 2018. That was Survivor David versus Goliath.
And now this guy's a politician. So Nick Wilson
Yep.
won season 37 of Survivor.
Yes.
And he now is a politician in Kentucky.
Yes.
And he is gunning to make to make marriage legal between first cousins.
So here's how it bills it. There's a House bill called 269.
I bet.
No pun intended. Get it? 269.
I got it. Thank you. No, I was
Kenzie,
right
do
there.
you get the joke?
Yeah.
Did you get it?
I got it.
Okay.
Thank you for asking 8 times.
So you see,
No, it's actually very hard to see in that position.
not a good view.
No.
Kenzie's made it clear it's a terrible position on the show before.
All I'm saying is if you're a girl, you just can't be at the bottom of the stack.
It's terrible.
bad.
It's very bad.
Stack.
I can't do it. I want to be the top pancake, the
Okay.
top flapjack.
So the story continues. Bill 269 removed, quote, first cousins from the list of relatives it is legal for a person to have sex with. This is what the Lexington Herald Leader reported. Other relatives that remain.
I have a question. I'm
Yes.
sorry, I already have a question.
That's okay.
It's illegal just to have the sex, not to be in the relationship.
It's illegal.
So even the sex is illegal. If you
Correct.
you can't be like I hook up with my first cousin, but no strings attached.
We're friends with benefits.
Yeah, like
cousins with benefits.
That's also illegal.
Yeah, that is illegal.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I mean, to be honest, when you say illegal, are they really storming down your door with the sniper guns and everything?
I don't think they want to be anywhere near you.
Did you have sex with your cousin? Take him down. Go green on the
I
target.
think that sounds more like the parents. Did you have sex with your cousin?
Knock it off.
I didn't know she was my cousin. So first cousins are pretty close. So yeah, that's all illegal.
Yeah, they are pretty close.
That's all illegal right now.
And just to clarify, first cousins would be like your aunt and uncle's kids.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, because it gets in the woods.
Yeah.
When you got like the fifth cousins and one's
Yeah.
been removed. I don't get it.
Yeah, you got brothers and sisters and they have kids and your kids, all those kids are first cousins right
Okay.
there. Yeah.
Just to recap.
Yeah. So
That's illegal.
So the bill continued to say other relatives that remained in the statute about incest in the state included parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and siblings.
Good call.
So at least they got that moral high
That's
ground.
down. That's locked in.
Yeah, that one's not changing.
No one's arguing that.
Yeah.
No.
Again, Nick Wilson, who won the 37th season of the CBS show Survivor, David versus Goliath, he's drawn attention with this bill, and he's kind of been labeled, and other politicians are saying this is, quote, truly insane. And oh my God, I've got the wild news. The news is that David and Goliath winner, Survivor Nick Wilson, who then leveraged his fame to obtain this position in the Kentucky State Legislature and got elected, is causing this havoc. That's what the story basically goes
I'm
on
sorry.
and on about.
Wait. So the theory is he tried out for Survivor and won.
Yes.
So that way he could flip it into becoming a politician, all to make being able to sleep with his cousin legal.
That's exactly what she's saying.
That's that he did all of that. So like when he was almost out on Survivor, he's like, but I want to have sex with my cousin. Like that was his motivation.
I didn't watch the episode. I don't know what he said.
Did he
I don't
yell
know what
that?
he appeared. I don't know if he yelled that.
He's playing chess. The rest of us are playing checkers.
What's his
Kenzie.
cousin's name? Like Kayla or something?
It's not. I don't have his cousin's name yet. Maybe it's in the story. We'll keep going.
Okay, so it's like, at the end of Braveheart when he yells freedom, he's like, Kayla! And so he yells his cousin's name.
If you've seen this episode and know all about him, please check in at 312-591-8300. Okay.
All right.
They went on to say Kentucky, like so many other places, is facing a lot of issues. And this is Nick's top legislative priority. She urged her followers as a competitor, basically, to reach out to anyone they know in Kentucky and tell them to flood his office with phone calls and make this story known. Okay, he's a good-looking guy, by the way. I just saw a picture of him on
He
the
could
story.
date any of his cousins, not just the first ones.
He could date my cousins.
He could pick
your-
anybody's cousin.
I don't know what's going on here and why he needed to do this.
Is he with his cousin?
No. Well, again, I don't know the end of the story. I'm reading this first time, too, when we all deliver it together. That's what we do with the headlines. We all share together. The purpose of this bill is to add sexual contact to incest statute. Currently, incest only applies in cases of intercourse. So sexual forcing, touching, groping by uncles, stepdads, or anyone with a familia relationship is not included in incest. It's getting a little bit in the weeds there, but the main point of this is he said it was a mistake. Okay, he said, no, that's not what I meant. He said, this was just a mistake. He went to Facebook and said this. I'm sorry, what I just read was what he went to Facebook. The purpose was just to add sexual contact to the incest statute. It wasn't to say I want to date my cousins and marry them and have sex with them. It was trying to actually define incest more in the state of Kentucky.
But who needs to define it more?
I'll read again what he said. The purpose of the bill is to add sexual contact to the incest statute. Currently, incest only applies to intercourse. So sexual touching, groping by uncles, stepdads, or anyone.
Also, he's trying to expand it.
Yeah, he's trying to say, and I'm not saying it's a backpedal because I don't know the guy or anything like that, but he's basically saying that's not what I meant. I don't want to sleep with my cousin. I don't want everyone else to sleep with their cousins. I'm trying to define it better so we can say what incest is and isn't.
He's like, what is the line?
I'm confused by it now, to be honest.
He's just trying to be a law-abiding citizen, and he's like, let's just clarify.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of gross to say these sentences, but it's like, he says, my bill makes that the kind of sexual contact is a Class D felony. And so in the drafting process, there was an inadvertent change which struck first cousins from the list of relationships included under this incest statute, which I failed to add back in, he said. That made it confusing, and that's why everybody's saying he wants to, sleep with a cousin.
He's, quote-unquote, failed to add it back.
Failed to add it back. The old whoopsie.
The classic, I forgot to put my cousin on the incest list.
Yeah.
If we had a nickel for every politician. Nick.
Sure. So, again, it ends up the story with, after winning the 2018 show, Survivor, Wilson returned for the 40th season, actually, which featured the winners from the previous shows in 2020. So he was actually on again. And he ran unopposed to win this seat, by the way. He ran unopposed.
So in Kentucky, nobody wanted the job?
No one wanted the job. And
They're like, good luck. Every time you try to pass a law that you think is going to help, everyone judges you.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Coming up, we have some huge Green Day news. Huge Green Day news coming up here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
What is that?
Huge news, 3.5 minutes away. Huge.
You don't tell me anything.
I know. You'll find out. 3.5 minutes. In the meantime, here's Pat Sajak, who announced he's retiring, so he's kind of in his last season of Wheel of Fortune. My daughter Harper's favorite show, by the way. The 14-month-old loves Wheel of Fortune. It's her
That's so funny.
It's her wind down before she goes to bed. It's funny because Case, the producer, asked one time when he was thinking of getting a gift for Harper, he goes, what's her favorite show? And he's expecting some kid's show. And I go, Wheel of Fortune. That's her favorite show. But here's Pat Sajak telling the contestant to shut up. I think he's getting testy and just wants to get out of there.
According to my math, by 200... You didn't mean that personally. No, never. According to my math, by $233, you are the winner. $11,900. Shut up! That's been a big phrase.
Now, was she too much, or you know what I mean?
He's not telling her to shut up.
He tells her to shut up at the end.
He's doing like, shut up, girl.
No,
like,
I don't.
What? Yes, he is.
You think that's what he's doing?
Yes.
Let's listen again to the end part here.
The winner, $11,900. Shut up! That's been a big
I
phrase.
don't think he's saying shut up.
I think he's like, girl, shut up. Like, look what you got.
Case, what do you think? What do you think he's doing?
I think Pat Sajak is telling her to shut up.
That's what I thought.
He's
Okay,
like, yes, girl.
One more time. Here, judge for yourself.
According to my math, by $233, you are the winner. $11,900. Shut up! That's been a big phrase.
Like, shut up. Yes.
How often do you think Pat Sajak says that? Shut up, girl.
I mean, I think he's really happy for her. You guys were just haters.
No, I'm not hating on him. I love him. He's good Chicago, and he was on the radio here in Chicago, but way, way back in the day before he got on Wheel of Fortune. So good,
Shut up. No way.
Shut up. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Huge Green Day news after Fall Out Boy.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.